There aren't really a lot of differences between a freight audit from one carrier to another, but there are subtle differences in the rules that each carrier adds to their tariffs. For example, Old Dominion freight lines will allow you up to 20 linear feet of space on the truck before you get into an overcharge situation. FedEx the same. However, UPS freight will allow you 25. So most of that is about the rates themselves, but a good audit would make sure that all of the rules for each of the carriers are fully coded, so that when the invoice does come in, it's not only your tariff, your contract rate, but it's also the rules tariff that underlie that. And each carrier is different as to which rules they apply. So a good auditor will know, and those do create subtle differences among the carriers. A lot of what happened during last year were those who were very accustomed to having full truckloads available to move their product found that they could not get trucks. So a significant shift into the LTL network occurred. Shippers obviously just wanted to get their freight out. So what was happening is sometimes they would put in 7, 8, 10 pallets into an LTL network, and it pretty much overloaded the LTL networks. That created a huge price spike on what they were accustomed to seeing in LTL. And this is where the rules that I mentioned come into play. If you've got 25 feet on a truck before you get into overcharge, you have a lot more room to put more pallets on that truck. The carrier you chose, they go as low as 10 feet. So if only 10 linear feet was allowed, your overcharge would have been significant this last year. So understanding those rules are important. So it's not always customer stories. Sometimes entire industries can create problems that the correction seems to be LTL, but if you don't understand the rules and you don't understand how to read those invoices, you may find yourself paying a lot more than you thought. The Lojistic platform has all of these rules, so we keep track of them, we keep them updated in our system, so when the system is looking at an invoice, it is always aware of not only your tariff, your contract, but also the underlying rules. So that's very, very important. You're going to negotiate a lot of your contract with regards to the rates or minimums, or your contract with Old Dominion freight lines may waive certain things where your contract with FedEx freight will not. That's in your contract. Underneath that, there's the rules tariff. Those are the subtle differences where, for instance, some carriers allow you to bump the class, which is a common practice, but only for commodities that have density-based freight classifications. So if you try bumping in a carrier that doesn't recognize that, you're going to have weigh and remeasure charges throughout. Our system knows which carriers allow for that. It may not be in your contract, but it's in the rules. We'll be able to spot it